Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
Good morning, I'm Keone Mo, and welcome to your 11 a.m. news update. Prime Minister Mark Carney has tabled his government's first budget, and British Columbia Finance Minister Brenda Bailey says she is still reviewing the document. Bailey says she thinks it aligns with provincial priorities in areas such as mining, but also laments the current lack of funding for the North Coast transmission line.
We're also looking for support in regards to the North Coast transmission line, a very important piece of work that will ensure that we can electrify the mining sector, electrify LNG, ensuring it's the lowest emission LNG in Canada. We're still looking for that to happen, and we look forward to collaborating with the federal government further.
Prime Minister Mark Carney has thanked a Nova Scotia MP for crossing the floor from the Conservatives to the Liberals after tabling yesterday's budget. Carney spoke at a post-budget event in Ottawa this morning.
I want to thank my colleagues from the National Capital Region for joining me, and I would especially like to thank Chris D'Entremont, the Member for Parliament for Acadie, Annapolis. I'm honored to welcome him as the newest member of our government caucus.
High levels of toxic chemicals have been found in dead sea otters along BC's coast. Reporter Jeannie Lynn has the details.
A new study from UBC's Marine Mammal Research Center showed high levels of forever chemicals, known as PFAs, in the dead bodies of sea otters. PFAs are derived from items such as food packaging, nonstick cookware, cosmetics, textiles, and electronics. They stay forever in the environment and bind to living creatures. The researchers analyzed the muscle and liver samples from 11 different otters and found these chemicals in all of them. They also found that the closer these otters lived to humans, higher concentrations of chemicals were found. This research also follows similar research done in Alaska and California that showed similar results. Jeannie Lin, BCIT News.
Typhoon Kalmegi has left at least 66 people dead, mainly in a Philippine province still recovering from a deadly earthquake. Charles de Ledesma reports.
Many Filipinos caught up in widespread flooding were trapped people on their roofs as scores of cars were swept away. Typhoon Kalmegi blew away from western Palawan province into the South China Sea before noon on Wednesday, with sustained winds of over 81 mph and gusts at 112 mph, according to forecasters. In Cebu province on Tuesday, Kalmegi set off flash floods, causing a river and other waterways to swell, engulfing communities. Survivor Giomar Gempisoa tells the AP, "Everyone here lost their homes. My cousin and neighbours. We lost our houses. We need help, even just water and food. We have nothing." The Philippine Red Cross has received many calls from people needing rescue in Cebu, but efforts had to wait until flooding subsided to lessen the risks for emergency personnel. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Conservative Supreme Court justices are appearing skeptical of President Donald Trump's sweeping tariff powers. The case before the court is a pivotal test of powers of the executive branch. Challengers say Trump illegally used an emergency law to claim nearly limitless tariff power. The Trump administration has defended this claim of power, saying the law gives the president power to regulate imports, which includes tariffs. Trump believes the case is historic, and any ruling against him would be catastrophic. Zoran Mamdani announced an entirely female team of former city and federal officials to guide his transition into New York City Hall. The city's newly elected mayor said he will work every day to honor the trust that I now hold. He has vowed his administration will be both compassionate and capable. Mamdani won over former Governor Andrew Cuomo and Republican Curtis Lewa. He will now attempt to follow through his ambitious agenda while juggling a hostile Trump administration. And for the weather, keep those umbrellas handy for light rain and a high of 12 degrees and a low of 9. I'm Kionimo for BCIT News, and this was your 11 a.m. news update.
The hands-on part of the program is the main thing that drew me to the program, and it's the main thing that I'm taking away from this program. There's no experience like just being able to go out and practice and do the work, and been able to do that both here in the newsroom, out on the internships, multiple internships that I've been able to go on, and I think it'll serve me very well.